Picture this. You're seated at 35,000 feet, somewhere over the ocean, a drink in your hand, maybe half asleep. The hum of the engines has been your constant companion for hours. So constant, so ordinary, that you've stopped hearing it entirely. And then, without warning, it stops. Both engines, all engines, gone. No explosion, no warning light visible from your seat. Just an unsettling, cathedral-quiet silence that doesn't belong at 500 miles per hour above the clouds. A few passengers look up from their phones. A child asks why it got so quiet. And in the cockpit, two pilots are already moving with the calm, deliberate precision of people who have trained for exactly this moment. This is what really happens when all engines fail mid-flight, and why the story, far more often than you'd expect, ends with everyone walking off the plane. The glide. The first and most important thing to understand is this. An airplane without engines is not falling, it is gliding, and it is remarkably good at it. A modern commercial jetliner, your A320, your 737, your wide-body 777, has a glide ratio of approximately 17:1. That means for every 17 feet the plane travels forward, it descends just 1 foot. At cruising altitude, 35,000 feet above the ground, that glide ratio translates to roughly 100 miles of flying range. 100 miles. Without a single engine running, the pilots immediately lower the nose. Not sharply, not dramatically, but precisely. Their goal is to find and hold what aviators call the best glide speed. This is the airspeed at which the aircraft travels the maximum horizontal distance for every foot of altitude lost. Too slow, and the wings stall, and the plane stops flying entirely. Too fast, and the descent rate becomes too steep to reach a runway. The best glide speed is the sweet spot between those two depths, and every commercial pilot knows it by heart for every aircraft they fly. The plane is now the world's heaviest, most expensive glider, and it is still very much under control. Power without engines. Here's what surprises most people. The cockpit doesn't go dark. Modern jets carry a small but critically important emergency device called the ram air turbine, the RAT. It's a compact propeller-like turbine, normally tucked away invisibly inside the aircraft's belly. The moment hydraulic pressure drops below a critical threshold, which happens almost immediately after total engine failure, the RAT deploys automatically, swinging out into the airstream. Wind driven purely by the aircraft's own forward motion spins the turbine. That turbine generates enough hydraulic and electrical power to keep the most critical systems alive: flight controls, cockpit instruments, navigation, and radio communications. It's not full power, it's not comfortable power, but it is enough power. Enough to fly the plane, enough to talk to the ground, enough to survive. The ailerons still respond, the rudder still moves, the elevators still pitch the nose. The pilots are not passengers, they are still flying. The cockpit. In the first 90 seconds after total engine failure, the cockpit becomes a study in controlled urgency. There is no panic. Panic is trained out of pilots over thousands of hours. What replaces it is a practiced, almost mechanical sequence of actions. The crew calls out the emergency checklists from memory. They attempt engine restarts, because sometimes the cause is recoverable. A fuel imbalance, a compressor stall, a temporary blockage. While one pilot flies the aircraft, the other is diagnosing, communicating, calculating. A Mayday call goes out. Air traffic control responds instantly. This is what they train for too. Every aircraft within hundreds of miles is rerouted. The airspace ahead is cleared. Controllers start identifying the closest viable landing options. Airports, yes, but also highways, dry lake beds, open fields, water. The pilots are doing math in real time. How much altitude do we have? What's the glide ratio? What's the wind? Which airport can we reach? Is there a shorter option that's actually safer? Every second of altitude is currency, and they are spending it carefully. History has handed us some extraordinary proof that this scenario is survivable, not by luck, but by skill. In 1983, Air Canada Flight 143, a brand new Boeing 767, ran completely out of fuel over northern Canada because of a unit conversion error, kilograms mistaken for pounds. The crew glided 87 miles and landed safely on a decommissioned airstrip that had been converted into a drag racing track. A race was happening that day. The plane landed between the spectators. Everyone survived.